Hey guys, how are ya? Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. All right, so it's been a couple days since I made a video, and a number of things have happened with the house. And so I figured I'd give you a little update as to what's going on. Nothing about this process has been simple or easy. I don't know. I really don't know if everyone goes through this much stress and anxiety and whatever in buying a house, a first house, but this has just been a very painful experience so far, and it hasn't gotten better. um, it will get better because closing is the day after tomorrow, but right, knock on wood. But some things have happened, and so I figured I'd give you a little update about those. So yesterday morning, I got a phone call from my lender, Amber. Now, I have to tell you, this woman is right up there with Mahatma Gandhi for me. She is amazing. She has made mountains move for me, and I will forever be grateful. If you ever need a lender for in Nevada, or I think she works out of Utah too, you have to let me know because this woman is amazing. She does feel a little personal protection for me after what happened for the last house. You'll notice I didn't say my house, but what happened to the last house, she feels super protective of me right now, which just has been made evident a number of times. But she gave me a call yesterday, and she said, "Stephen, I have some news." With that kind of tone, and I said, "Well, what's going on?" And she said, "Well, first off, I have it solved, but there was a problem, and nothing on my end," she said. But my house has been listed as a townhouse everywhere, on every MLS app, every piece of paper, everything. It is listed as a townhouse, but apparently, it's not. It's a condo. No one knew this, apparently. I mean, I don't know why it wasn't obvious, but apparently the homeowners association or something cued them in that it's a condo and not a townhouse. Again, it's listed everywhere as a townhouse, but it's a condo. The problem is that I haven't had an FHA loan, which cannot be used to buy a condo, at least not here in Vegas with a first-time home buyer. So, yeah, I know. So she somehow magically, because she is very powerful and creative and wise, and lovely with good hair, she somehow transferred my FHA loan into a conventional loan. Now, I don't know a lot about loans, but I thought I was not capable of getting a conventional loan because I assumed that you had to have 20% with a conventional loan, and I certainly did not have 20% of my loan. So I was a little scared when she said this, but she said, "So I've been able to convert your FHA to a conventional loan." And there's a number of good things about that. Number one, it seems that my down payment will be a little bit less. Again, I thought I had to have 20%. She said that I only had to have 3% versus the 3.5% I'd need for an FHA. Something else that's good, she said, is that my payment for the principal of my loan is going to be a tiny bit smaller, but unfortunately my PMI might be a tiny bit higher, so it's going to balance out. So my payments won't feel different to me. It's just those first, for the first little bit that my payment to the principal is going to be a tiny bit smaller. But my goal is to pay more than my minimum for the principal anyway each month, so as much as I can comfortably pay. I want to do that so I can get a good head start. And there was something else good she said. I forget what it was. But the bad news is that I had to take care of this one thing to satisfy Fannie Mae, something. I don't know what it is. I had to take an online course for a first-time home buyer. I thought, how bad could that be, right? Bad. It was, it was bad. I just hated it. I don't test well, and you had to have 7 quizzes that you had to pass with an 80% or more, and it was all timed. It was just awful. It took me a couple of hours to do, and it was $75. Amber, which later on told me that she's going to credit me. So Yay, Amber. Again, I love this woman. But it was just very, very awkward to take. The whole course is aimed at someone who's just beginning the whole process of buying a house, even contemplating whether or not it's time, if they financially can handle the responsibilities of maintaining a house and blah, blah, blah. So I took this course, and yeah, so it turns out there's a couple more silver linings around this. First off, one of the things I learned in that course, so that wasn't a bad thing I took this course, but one of the things I learned in this course is once I have 20% of my principal paid off, the PMI can be dropped. I can request, apparently I have to request this. I can request that the PMI be dropped. Again, the PMI is going to be like $104, but I'll take $104 happily. So that's good news. But 20% of the principal has to be paid off. Now, what I'm learning about a home loan, why do I do this? What I'm learning about this loan is that for the first few years, most of your first payments really go to interest and not to the principal. So I'm going to do, I think I've already said, I'm going to make a personal goal to pay as much as I can comfortably, at least, until the PMI drops away, to pay more of my principal than the minimum. So just to see if I can kind of get there. So I did the math, it's like $33,000 towards my principal. So we'll see. So that's good news. What else was good news? I think that was it. But it's just been very stressful. Nothing has been easy. And it's continuing, actually. I had asked to see if it's possible that I could pre-sign all the papers. It's like 200 sheets of paper I have to look at and sign a whole bunch of places. And then I have to wire money with the balance of my down payment. So I was asking if I could pre-sign. And so she's been looking into this and trying to find out from the title company. The title company didn't get back to them, so I couldn't pre-sign. So I have to wait until the 28th to sign and then wire the money. And I get my keys whenever that money has been accepted by the seller or something like that. All right, so it's just a matter of waiting until the 28th, right? Guess who has this trip that starts tomorrow morning at like 6:05. I have a showtime of 6:05 a.m. tomorrow morning, so I'm going to be going to bed very soon as the sun is just set, so I can be up and awake and ready to work tomorrow. But I'm back in Las Vegas by about 10 o'clock in the morning on the 28th. I'll get off the plane by about 10:30, 10:45, and out of the airport by 11. And hopefully by then I'll have an appointment that I hope is as early as possible to go to the title company and sign everything. And then I have to figure out how to wire that money from my laptop instead of going to the bank, because there will certainly be no appointments available like this at any bank. Most of them have been closed because of COVID. So I have to figure out how to wire money through Bank of America. If you've done that before, drop me a message. Let me know how, because I'm clueless right now. So it just seems like at every turn, something is complicated. Yeah, I know it's going to happen because it happened last time. I'm expecting an email tonight or tomorrow morning from somebody, title or somebody, looking to verify my employment, because this happened last time. It was the night before I was supposed to close that I got an email saying, we need to prove that you're employed today. Like, whatever. So that is what's going on with the house. But I'm going to have a house. Oh, I meant to tell you. So today we did our final walkthrough. Rachel picked me up. We went over to the house and the condo, and we did our final walkthrough just to kind of take a look around, make sure everything is still intact. I think this is to also make sure that like the sellers didn't take appliances and stuff like surprise, take things they were going to leave behind. But in fact, the owners were there. the sellers were actually there. And I met them, and I thanked them. And I cried just a little bit. I got a little emotional. It's not a surprise to you. I got very emotional thanking them because this feels like after all of this is over, after all of this mess is over, this feels like hope for a real beginning for me finally in middle age at 51 to finally feel like my life can take off. I know. I mean, so much has happened. I've been through so much, good and bad. But to have a home, to own a home after just 4 years from being homeless, to own a home where my cats can, have space to run around, that I can have space to sit down and eat a meal without cats. Cat stuff, and I could have people over, and if people come over to the house, the cats will be able to go into other rooms of the house to hide because they're not people cats. So it just feels like I can finally start to blossom, open up something. It just feels like hope, getting this house, and I was able to somehow manage to put all of that into like one small sentence of gratitude, believe it or not. And she said, no, we have to thank you too, because they're going through a whole bunch on their end. She's got medical issues. She's had brain surgery twice in the last year. So she has a whole bunch of medical history. They're moving to Nashville or something like that. It turns out the husband is a flight attendant with Southwest. He's been flying with them for 27 years. And they were just lovely, 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 lovely people. We had the best conversations, and they gave me tours around the house to make sure that I understood how the little things worked, like how to open and close the flue of the fireplace, because it's a It's a wood burning fireplace. So how to open and close the flue, where they have extra water filters. There's 3 filters. There's a filter under the sink for the water that comes out of a little faucet there. There's a filter that goes to the refrigerator for the water for the refrigerator. And then there's another filter for the house water, because I guess the water in Vegas is very hard. So they were showing me where the filters were, how to turn the water off, the master water thing, and just giving me tours over little bits and pieces that would take me a lot of trial and error, trying to figure out where these things were, what they meant. So they were just lovely people. And while they were giving me the tour, we're talking about the neighborhood and the neighbors, and it came out that we both have really deep compassion for other people, and sometimes that comes across as ways of caring for homeless people. And we were both talking about the things that we do to try and make the lives of the people around us easier and better. Now she knows the mom, not the mom. Yeah, she has kids, but the lady, we were talking more than I was with him, and she knows my area where I live right now. She says this is where I'm moving is like 100 times better, but there is a park not far away. It's far enough away, but not far enough, but it's pretty close, where there are a lot of homeless people who end up sleeping and so on. And she described what she and her husband do in terms of bringing them socks and clothes and shoes and meals and food and stuff. And I was like, these are the most amazing people. They're great people. They're so nice. And after our conversation, she was like, I can't tell you how pleased I am that someone sweet, she said, is going to get this house. And it was a good time. I was just really grateful that the sellers were there, because they're just good people. They've taken really good care of the house, and they're just great people. There's a whole strip up along the stairs. I'm gonna cry. Where they have all their kids' heights marked. I think I included it in the house tour that I gave of that house during Vlogmas, and it was just they're just sweet people, and it was nice. So we did the final walkthrough, no problems. I did write a check for the appliances, $600. The appliances are all around 2 years old, so they're all pretty brand new. Um, Nothing to complain about. Nothing to complain about. There's nothing wrong with the place. I just couldn't be happier. I really just couldn't be happier. Um, oh, honey, what? Do you want to say hi to your friends? One sec. I think Buddy wants to say hi. Well, he doesn't, but I'm gonna make him. All right, fine. He ran. Uh, he knew I was gonna pick him up. So, yeah, that was really nice to meet the owners of the house. Um, I think that's it. I think that's really it for the day. It was very emotional. The stress of finding out that my house was really a condo, and then the loan having to change and all sorts of stuff. Did I mention the PMI? I don't know if I did. I don't know if I did. Did I? I'll have to watch this again. But just in case I didn't, the one of the silver linings is that the PMI, I probably told you already, the PMI will drop away once I think I did tell you this, but once I reach 20% of the principal, the PMI drops away. So that's a good thing too. I think that's really it. But I wanted to update you guys. A lot of you have reached out to ask me how things are going, how excited I am. I don't feel excited, like thrilled and energetic, because so many things have gone wrong and there are so many little twists and turns that have kind of kept me grounded. So who knows what's going to happen when I get those keys. I could burst into tears and I could just be like, wow, great, yay, you know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll bring you along with me. The first goal after getting the keys is trying to set up an appointment for someone to come and paint the living room. I was secretly planning on trying to do it myself, even though many of you have told me not to. Well, today, while doing the walkthrough, I went up to the loft area and I just stood there with my hands on the top of that rail that's up there. And I looked up at the ceiling and it was still pretty high up there. And I looked down and realized how high we were. And there's just no way in hell I'm going to climb a ladder and paint those walls. Not at all. So the first thing I'm going to do is hire a painter to come in and paint the living room at least. The other walls and everything else I can tackle myself, and I'll try and have all that done. I want that all done by the end of the first week of February. And just when I think I'm finished talking, I think of something else. I did not make a video about my schedule for February, and I'm probably not gonna. Maybe I will. But my schedule for February, I bid for a line that gave me as many days off as possible. And I got, I think, my 8th choice, which is not bad because there were only 317 lines, 317 flight attendants out of my base would have a line. I was number 312. I know, terrifying. I was almost on reserve again. But I was number 312 out of 317 people to get a line. So the fact that I got my 8th choice is fantastic. I got 17 days off next month, and I'm still going to be flying like 75 hours. So I couldn't be happier with my schedule. I have the first 5 or 6 days off in February, so that's even perfect. So I can hopefully get a painter to come in, and I can go and move some stuff over there. And then I can also hit IKEA, because the sofa I want is at IKEA. There's a couple things I want to get at IKEA. And that would give me time to get them to the house, build them, have it all put together. I'm not going to paint my bedroom right away. It'll probably be never. The walls are like dark gray and dark blue, so it's fine. But yeah, so those are the plans. That's what's going on. I thought I'd let you know. And so there you go. Thanks for watching. Feel free, if you have any questions, drop a little question below. Be nice, be civil. I've had to remove a couple comments recently and delete. I can't ban people from watching my videos, but I did have to hide their remarks. They can't write any comments below. So please, if you're going to write something, please write something civil, as there's been a little rash of people writing some things that just have not been very nice. I think I've captured most of those things before most of you have seen them. But so if you're going to say something neutral. You don't even just don't bother with being negative. All right. So there's that. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night and fly safe.